Hello, Palak Yadav. Am I audible?
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Please try to get other student. Hello, Manan. Are you trying to get other student? Hello. Okay. So, Manan, should we start?
Yes, sir. Yes, yes, sir.
So, do you know how many students are there? Because only 3 students have joined the meeting.
Sir, in our section, I guess 11 students are there.
Pardon?
11 students, sir.
You are not audible.
Sir, 11 students in our section.
Okay, so only 3 have joined.
Yes, sir.
Okay, no problem. We should start. You try to get all other students because I am not able to find their name here.
Hello, sir, can you hear me?
Yes.
Sir, actually, we don't know the groups. Like, there are three groups for mathematics. So, but we don't know in which group we are in. So, the students are in confusion between that.
Okay, okay. No problem. We start. And next time we will add all the students accordingly. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So I'm sharing the PPT. Just wait for a minute. So is it visible?
Yes, sir, it is visible.
Okay, so today we will discuss only introduction of matrices. So it is algebra of matrices. Am I audible properly?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So here we have matrix. What is matrix? Matrix over a field, or you can say it is a rectangular array of scalars. So it can be written as M by N matrix as in rectangular form. So where elements are written as Aij. So you can write elements Aij. Okay. So these subscripts are I and J. It is 1, 2, 3 and J is also 1, 2, 3. So in that way, we can write M by N matrix, that is M rows and N columns. So number of rows are M and number of columns are N. So these are the columns and these are the rows. Okay. So if we calculate the entries, total entries are M into N. So M N entries are there appearing in mth rows and nth column. Now we have to remember that in matrix the number of rows and column need not be equal. So there may be any number of rows and any number of columns. Now there are different type of matrices. For example, row vector, or we can say row matrix. What is matrix with only one row? For example, if we take the matrix, suppose 1, 2, 3. So that is called row matrix or row vector. Similarly, column vector or column matrix, matrix with only one column, or you can write here also, suppose it is 1, 2. So we have one column, so it is column vector or column matrix. Now matrix can also be defined over real number R's, and those matrices are called real matrices where all the entries are real entries. So all the Aij, that is entries, are real. Then we have complex matrices. Matrices whose entries are complex numbers are called complex matrices. So here we have some example. For example, we have taken a rectangular array or matrix A, and here the elements are 1, 4, 5, 0, 2, 7. So if we see the matrix, it is 2 by 3. So 2 rows and 3 columns. So it is 2 by 3 and all the elements are real. So it is real matrix. Similarly, we have taken another example, rectangular array B. Here if we see the elements are complex, iota, 2 iota, iota. So these are complex and all the real number are complex one also. So we can say it is 3 by 3 complex matrix. 3 by 3, that means 3 rows and we have 3 column in this matrix, and all the entries are complex one, because we can also say real matrix is also a complex matrix, as real number can be written as a plus iota into 0. Okay, so it is complex matrix if elements are complex. Now we come to equality of two matrices. So we have taken two matrices, matrix A, let it is Aij, and matrix B is Bij. So be the two matrices. So two matrices are said to be equal only if both are of same size. So if A is 3 by 2, so B should be 3 by 2. That means number of rows and columns should be same for both the matrices. And if corresponding elements are equals, that means Aij is equal to Bij for each pair of subscripts I and J, then we can say that matrices are equal. So we have to remember that two matrices are equal only if their size is same and corresponding elements are same. So for example, we have taken example number 1. So here we can see that both the matrices A and B are of 2 by 2 size. So it is a square matrix of 2. And if we see the corresponding elements, so it is A11 element. So A11 element is 1. Second element is also equal, that is A12 is 2, and we can check other elements. So corresponding elements are equal, so we can say matrix is equal because corresponding elements are equal and their size is also equal. Now we take example 2, matrix A is 1, 6, 0, minus 3 and matrix B is 1, 2, 5, minus 3. So size is equal, they are 2 by 2 matrix, but corresponding elements are not equal. First element is equal but second element is not equal. So if all the elements are not equal and size is not equal, then matrix are not equal. So here size is equal, few elements are equal, but not all the elements are equal. So we say these matrices are not equal. So here A is not equal to matrix B. So if you feel some difficulty in any of these, you can raise your hand. Okay. Now we have different type of matrices. Square matrix, if the number of rows and number of columns are equal, so number of rows is equal to number of columns, so we can say it is a square matrix. And here we have the example, it is 2 by 2 matrix, number of rows 2, number of columns 2. Here it is 3 by 3 matrix. And if we see the diagonal elements, it is called principal diagonal. So diagonal elements, for example, here 1, 5, 9 are the diagonal elements, and this diagonal is called principal diagonal. Okay. Now we move to next, that is row matrix. A matrix which contains only one row, that is called row matrix. For example, here we have the element in row only 2, 3, 5, 1, 2, or you can say A, B, C. So it is row matrix. Now we come to column matrix. Matrix which contains only one column is called column matrix. For example, here we have elements 1, 2. So it is column matrix of 2 by 1. Next is null matrix or zero matrix. A matrix A is equal to Aij m by n, whose elements are all 0, is called null matrix or zero matrix of type m by n. So it is denoted by null matrix, that is O. So for example, if we see this matrix, it is 3 by 4 matrix and all the elements are 0. So it is zero matrix of type 3 by 4, or we can write null matrix of order 3 by 4. So O 3 by 4 is the matrix. Now next is diagonal matrix. Elements above and below the principal diagonal are all 0. So such matrices are called diagonal matrices. For example, here diagonal elements are 1, 2, 4, and all the elements above and below this principal diagonal are equal to 0. So this is called diagonal matrix. Now next is scalar matrix. Now a diagonal matrix whose all diagonal elements are equal. So it should be first diagonal matrix, and all the elements should be equal in diagonal, and rest of the elements are 0. So it is called scalar matrix. For example, here we have taken diagonal elements are 2, 2, 2. So it is a scalar matrix. Next is upper triangular matrix. Well, it is very important, upper triangular matrix, because when you will do the echelon form, we generally reduce the matrix to upper triangular matrix. That is very much similar to echelon form. So what is upper triangular matrix? A matrix A is equal to Aij, be the square matrix of order n. Then matrix Aij is said to be upper triangular matrix if Aij is equal to 0 whenever I is equal to z. So if I is equal to z, then elements are equal to 0. For example, if we see here, we take A to 1. So I is 2 and j is 1. So here I is greater than j. So it should be equal to 0. A31, it should be equal to 0. A32, it should be equal to 0. So whenever I is greater than j, Aij is equal to 0. Such matrices are called upper triangular matrix, or in simple word you can say below the diagonal all the elements are 0. So it is upper triangular matrix. You can see in this example also. Now we move to next, that is lower triangular matrix. Let A is equal to Aij be a square matrix of order n. The matrix A is equal to Aj is said to be lower triangular matrix if Aij is 0 whenever I is less than j. So it is opposite to upper triangular matrix. That means if I is less than j, then all Ai, that means all the elements where I is less than j are equal to 0. For example, if we write here in first example A12, A13, A23. So here j is greater than I and these are elements are 0. So in other words, or in simple words, you can say if all the elements above the diagonal are 0, then it is lower triangular matrix. So we can differentiate it from here. We have the diagonal, and if all the elements above the diagonal are 0, then it is lower triangular matrix. Then we move to next, that is unit matrix or identity matrix. Well, it is always a square matrix. So we have to remember a square matrix, each of whose diagonal element is 1. So diagonal elements are 1, then we can say it is a square matrix, and also non-diagonal elements are 0. So it is generally denoted by IN, that is identity matrix of order n by n, that is a square matrix. So here we can see that here we have diagonal elements are 1 and all the non-diagonal elements are 0. So these are non-diagonal elements, these are 0, and diagonal elements are 1. So as we can see, I2 that mean it is 2 by 2, I3 that mean it is 3 by 3 matrix. So these are unit matrices of order 2, 3, 4 respectively. Now we have some important properties according to definitions. If A is Aij, then A into I is equal to I into A is equal to A. So if we multiply any matrix by identity matrix, it will be equal to the same matrix. And if we multiply identity matrix n times, then even we get identity matrix, and its inverse is also the identity matrix of same order. Now, if A be a matrix and A square is equal to A, so if we square that matrix and it is again equal to A, then A is called idempotent matrix. If AB is equal to A and BA is equal to B, then AB are called idempotent matrix. And if A be a matrix and it satisfy A square is equal to identity matrix of same order, then A is called involuntary matrix. So these are the definitions you have to remember. Now we move to submatrices of a matrix. Any matrix obtained by eliminating some rows or and columns from a given matrix A m by n is said to be submatrix of A. So we can delete or eliminate some rows, some columns, and we can delete some rows and some columns. So if we delete something, some row, some column, or if we delete both rows and column, and then we get a matrix, then it is some matrix of A. For example, we have taken a matrix of 4 by 4, that is 4 rows and 4 column. Now here if we see that this matrix 1 2 3 and 0 to 1, so these are the elements. So what we have done, so if we eliminate the fourth column, that is this, and eliminate third and second row, so we get the remaining portion, that is called submatrix of A. So if we delete some rows and or columns from a given matrix, then remaining matrix is called submatrix of A. So this matrix is obtained by eliminating second, third rows and fourth column. Now it has some properties. A matrix A itself is a submatrix of A, as it can be obtained from A by deleting no rows and column. So this matrix A is submatrix of A if we don't delete any row or column. Second is a square submatrix of a square matrix A is called principal submatrix if its diagonal elements are also the diagonal elements of the matrix A. So for example, if we take the matrix in such a way that the diagonal elements are also the diagonal elements of submatrix, then it is called principal submatrix. So for example, if we take any matrix like this, so these are again the diagonal matrix. So these are again the diagonal elements 11 and 3. So it is called principal submatrix. Now addition of matrices. So here we have taken two matrices A and B of same type, that mean of same order. If A is Aij, that is here it is A is Aij, that is M by N matrix, and B is Bij M by N matrix, then A plus B. So we can add the corresponding elements, that means corresponding position elements we can add. For example, if A is this element 1 3 2 4 5 2, B has elements 1 2 3 in row, and then second row is 2 3 4, and if we add them, that means that can be obtained by adding the corresponding elements. So A plus B can be obtained as we can add 1 plus 1, then we can add 3 plus 2, that is corresponding element, 2 plus 3, then 4 plus 2, 5 plus 3, and 2 plus 4. So we have to add the corresponding elements, that is corresponding position elements, and then we'll get the addition. So it should be of same order, and then we can add corresponding elements. Now addition have some properties. So if we have taken here A, B, C be the three matrices, each of type M by M. So order is same for all the matrices. Then following property holds. Now number one is commutative law, that is A plus B is always equal to B plus A. So we evaluate the value of A plus B, it will be equal to B plus A, where A and B are any two matrices of type M by N. Associative law, that is if we add A plus B and then add in C, that will be equal to if we add B plus C and then we'll add in A. So A plus B plus C is equal to A plus B plus C, that is associative law. Existence of additive identity. If O be the M by N matrix, each of whose element is 0. So this is the null matrix of same size, that is if A, B, C are M by N, so it is also taken as M by N matrix. Then A plus null matrix is equal to A is equal to null matrix plus A. So this matrix O, that is of M by N, which is called null matrix, is the additive identity of matrix A. So this is additive identity. Now existence of additive inverse. If B is the matrix Bij M by N, it is of same matrix or same order, then negative of matrix B is defined as we multiply each and every element of this matrix by minus. So we'll get this minus Bij, and it is denoted by minus capital B. So it is additive inverse. So we add with B matrix, we'll get a null matrix, that is O. So it is equal to b plus minus b, and will always get all the elements equal to 0. So it is additive inverse. So it follow all these properties, that is addition have these properties. Cancellation law, that is if A, B, C are three main matrices, then if B plus A is equal to C plus A, then we can say B is equal to C. That is right cancellation law. That means we can cancel this matrix, so we'll get B is equal to C. So it is right cancellation law. Similarly, we have left cancellation law. So it follow addition follow the right cancellation law and left cancellation law. So here we have A plus B is equal to A plus C. This means B is equal to C. So this is left cancellation law. So these cancellation law hold good in case of addition of matrices. The equation b plus x is equal to 0 has a unique solution in the set of all m by n matrices. Okay. So am I audible?
Yes, sir,
Hello.
you are audible.
Okay. Just a minute.
Sir, can you explain point number 5 again?
Yes. Point number 5 is if A, B, C are three main matrices of same order. Suppose we have taken the order m by n. And if we take the equation b plus a is equal to plus a, so we are adding a on right hand side. So that mean always it will be equal to b is equal to c. That mean we can always cancel a on right hand side. So we'll get b is equal to c. So this is called right cancellation law. That mean b plus a is equal to c plus a. That mean b is always equal to c, because we are adding the same matrix on both the side. Similarly, if a plus b is equal to a plus b, where here a is same, so if we cancel, then b will be equal to c. So it is these matrices will always hold this cancellation law, and it is called left cancellation law. Okay. In case of addition of matrices, it is always true. That means it is law that is called cancellation law. So we have two type of cancellation law, that is first is right cancellation and second is left cancellation. Okay. So these law hold good in case of addition of matrices, but it is not true in any other case. For example, in product we cannot say, but in case of addition it is true. Okay. Now b plus x is equal to 0 have a unique solution in the set of all m by n matrices. So what is b plus x? Well, we are adding these two matrices. That means size of these matrices are same. Suppose they are m by n. So if b plus x is equal to null matrix, so it will always have a unique solution. Now we have subtraction of matrices. If A and B be any two matrices of same type, say m by n, if A is Aij, B is Bij, then A minus B. So A minus B can be taken as Aij minus Bij. So what we have to do, we have to multiply all the elements of B with negative sign and then we can add. So this can be written as A minus B can be written as A plus minus B. So it is addition such that all the elements of B is multiplied by minus. So here we can take A is this, that is 182,052, B is 1 2 3 2 3 4. So if we find A minus B, what we have to do, we have to write matrix A and we have to write matrix B with negative sign and then we can add. So we can write matrix B as minus 1 minus 2 minus 3 minus 2 minus 3 minus 4. So in that way we can add, or it is subtraction. So we'll get A minus B. So here we have properties. In case of subtraction, if A, B, C, B, any three matrices, each of type m by n, then following property hold. Number one, non-commutative operation. If we reverse the order of matrices and subtract both of them with the same order or dimension, the result will differ. So A minus B cannot be equal to B minus A. There will be some sign change. If A and B are of same order, then A minus B is not equal to B minus A. So well, in case of addition, A plus B is always equal to B plus A, but in case of subtraction, it is not the same. Okay. Second is associative law does not hold good. Again, in case of addition, it hold good, but in case of subtraction, it does not hold. A minus B, first we find A minus B and then subtract C matrix, then we'll get some value, some matrix which is not equal to if we subtract B minus C from matrix A. So in case of subtraction, associative law does not hold. So these are the property of addition, subtraction we have to remember. Now we have multiplication of matrices. So these all are basic things. By a scalar, if we multiply, so if C is any complex number called any scalar and B is any m by n matrix, then we can multiply B by this scalar C. So CB is always equal to BC, whether we first multiply by C or we post multiply by C. It will be equal to C into Bij, where B is Bij. So that means we multiply by any scalar, then it will be multiplied to all the elements of the matrices. For example, if we take A is any value, suppose A is any value, and we take matrix B as 1, 2, 3, 4, and if we multiply by A into B, then what we'll get, we have to multiply this A scalar to all the elements. So it will be A, 2A, 3A and 4A. So that means this scalar will be multiplied to each and every element. Now it has some properties. Multiplication has some properties. If P and Q are any two scalar and A and B are any two matrices m by n, then the following property hold. If we multiply P into QB, where Q is also a scalar, then we can multiply PQ into B. Similarly, P multiplied by A plus B is equal to PA plus PB, where P is any scalar, and similarly we can also remember these. Now multiplication by a matrix. So we multiply a matrix by a matrix. Now it has to be noted that if A is L by M and B is M by N, if A and B be any two matrices such that number of column in A is equal to number of rows in B. So here M and here m. So number of rows in B is m and number of column in A is m. So if these numbers are equal, only then it is possible to get the product. So the product C will be AB and it is defined as CIK, that is L by N. So the order will be after multiplication, it is L by N. So here we find matrix A is L by M and matrix B is M by N. So we can cancel these M, that they should be equal, and the remaining C will be L by N. So we have to remember, if number of column in A is equal to number of rows in B, then product is possible and the product will be taken as row by column. So if we multiply first row of A by first column of B, then we'll get one element of C. Now it has some properties. In case of multiplication, well, these all properties are very useful in multiple choice questions. So you have to remember these. If A, B, C be the matrices of type L by M, M by N, N by P. Now we have taken here M is equal to number of column in first is equal to number of row in second. Number of column in second is equal to number of rows in third. So we have taken because so that multiplication is possible. They are compatible in multiplication. So then the following property satisfied. A into B into C is equal to AB into C. So associative law hold good if it is possible to multiply in that sequence. So that is possible only if it is L by M, M by N, N by P. Now distributive law, left distributive. If A into B plus C is AB plus AC, then it is left distributive law. B plus C into A is BA plus CA, so it is right distributive law. So we are distributing from left and here we distribute from right. So it is left distributive law and right distributive law. So these hold good in case of multiplication. Please remember. Now multiplication of matrices is not always commutative. That means it is not always true that AB will be equal to BA. It is sometimes possible. If it is possible, then it is commutative, and for anti-commutative, if AB is equal to minus BA. Now next property is for the product is the product of two matrices can be zero matrix while neither of them is zero matrix. So if we multiply any two matrices, then after calculation of elements it may be equal to 0. However, both of them are not equal to 0. If a matrix 1 by m, so 1 by m is column matrix and Im denotes the m row unit matrix, then A into Im is equal to A is equal to I1A. So we multiply A matrix by any matrix Im, that is m row unit matrix, then it will be equal to A. Now if AB is equal to AC, so B will be equal to C if and only if A is non-singular matrix. What is non-singular matrix? Any idea? What is non-singular matrix? Hello, Palak Yadav, am I audible? Palak, Naman Tyagi.
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Okay, so what I'm asking?
Sir, non-singular matrix.
Oh, so what is non-singular matrix?
Sir, matrix in which identity matrix is not there.
No. If determinant of matrix is not equal to 0, it is non-singular matrix. Okay. So transpose of a matrix. What is transpose of a matrix? Any idea?
So when the rows are changed, column and the columns are changed to rows.
Very good, very good. So if A is Aij is any m by n matrix, then A transpose is Bij is n by m matrix, where Bij is equal to Aj. That is, A transpose is called matrix of A. So if we interchange rows and column, in simple words, if we interchange rows and column, then we get A transpose. So here we have first row 1 to 4. If we interchange, make this row into column, then it is 1 to 4, and if we see second row 3 6 5, we convert them into column, it is 3 6 5. So if we interchange rows and column, we get the transpose of matrix. So here some theorems are there for transpose of a matrix. If A transpose and B transpose be the transpose of A and B respectively, then A plus B transpose is always equal to A transpose plus B transpose. K, where K is any scalar, K into A transpose is equal to K into A transpose. So transpose of this scalar is always equal to K. And if we take the transpose of any matrix and again take the transpose, we'll again get the original matrix, that is A. So A transpose will be equal to A. Well, this is very important property. A into B transpose is equal to B transpose into A transpose. So we find the transpose of a product, it will be as a product of transpose of the matrices in different order. Okay. Now, so we have in general, if A1, A2 up to AN Rn matrices which are conformable for multiplication, that is multiplication is possible, then we multiply all and take transpose, that will be equal to, if we take the transpose and then multiply. Now trace of a matrix. If A is equal to Aij be any square matrix of order n, then trace of A is defined as we add all the diagonal element, then it is called trace of a matrix. So it is summation aii, I is 1 to n, that is a11 plus a22. So all these are the diagonal elements. So we add the diagonal element, we'll get the trace of matrix. So if matrix A is 1 2 3 4, diagonal elements are 1 and 4. So if we find the trace, we have to add 1 plus 4. So 1 plus 4 is equal to 5, that is the trace of the matrix. Now we have some properties for the trace of matrix. That is, if A and B are any two square matrix of order n and lambda is any scalar, then trace of A plus B is equal to trace of A plus trace of B. Trace of lambda into A is lambda into trace of A. Trace of AB is equal to trace of BA. Now we have some special type of matrices whose definition we have to remember. Nilpotent matrix. A matrix Aij be an n square matrix, so it should be a square matrix. Then matrix A is said to be nilpotent matrix if there exists a positive integer n such that an is equal to 0. So we have a square matrix of order 2, then a square should be equal to 0, and an minus 1 is not equal to 0. So that means if we take any square matrix of order 3, then a cube should be equal to 0 and a2 should not be equal to 0. So such type of matrices are called nilpotent matrix, and n is called the index of the nilpotent matrix A. Then we have symmetrical matrices. A square matrix Aij is said to be symmetric matrix if Aij is equal to Aji for all Ij. That is, A transpose is always equal to A, then it is symmetrical matrix. That means if we see the element below and above the principal diagonal, these are equal. So here 5 is equal to 5, 7 is equal to 7. So these are symmetric. So there is a symmetry uh, against the diagonal element. So here A transpose is always equal to A, then matrix is said to be symmetrical matrix. Now for symmetrical matrix, we have some property. A into A transpose is always symmetric matrix. A plus A transpose upon 2 is always a symmetric matrix. And if A and B are symmetric matrix, then A plus B and A minus B are also symmetric matrix. Then we have another definition, that is skew symmetric matrix. A square matrix is said to be skew symmetrical matrix if Aij is equal to minus Aji for all Ij. So clearly the diagonal elements of such a matrix must be 0. Since Aii is equal to minus Aii, that means Aii is equal to 0. So here A transpose is equal to minus A. So we can see here that all the diagonal elements are equal to 0 and Aij is equal to minus Aji. So it is called skew symmetric matrix. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Just a minute. So I'm taking the attendance. So now we come to so here we have the theorem orthogonal matrix. A real square matrix is said to be an orthogonal matrix if A transpose is equal to A inverse. That is A into A transpose is equal to A transpose into A is equal to identity. So you have to remember all these definitions. There are so many definitions. Normal matrix, a real square matrix is said to be normal matrix if A transpose A is equal to A transpose into A. For example, this matrix is normal. Hermitian matrix as well. This is important. A square matrix is said to be Hermitian matrix whose ijth element is equal to the conjugate complex of jith element. That is, Aij is equal to conjugate of Aji element. For example, here we take this element and then opposite to this element, that is A12, and if we take A21, it should be conjugate of this element. So here it is conjugate of this element. Similarly, here it is conjugate of this element. Here it is conjugate of this element. So these type of elements are called Hermitian matrices. Then we have skew Hermitian matrix. A square matrix is said to be skew Hermitian matrix if Aij is equal to minus of Aji bar. So in this case, all the elements of principal diagonal are equal to imaginary or 0. That we have to remember. And here we have conjugate of this matrix with minus sign. So this is conjugate of this 2 plus 4i with minus sign. So if we find the conjugate of this, so we get 2 minus 4i, and if we take the minus sign, we'll get this. A unitary matrix, a square matrix is said to be unitary if A theta into A is equal to In. So here we have some theorem. Now we come to some examples. So we have taken some examples. If we take example number 1, if a matrix A is 0, 1 plus iota, minus 1 plus iota, 0, then A is said to be. Now, diagonal elements are equal to 0, and if we see other elements, it is conjugate with minus sign. So we can see that it is skew Hermitian matrix, as we as we have done, that is in skew Hermitian matrix all the diagonal elements are either 0 or purely imaginary, and if we take the conjugate of this, it will be minus I, that is of this, and if we take the minus sign again, so minus 1 plus iota, so that is this element. So Aij is equal to minus Aji bar, and diagonal elements are equal to 0, so it is skew Hermitian matrix. So similarly we have some more examples. If a matrix A such that A cube is 8 minus 57, 0, 27, then A is equal to, now we have to find matrix A, and here we have the options. So what we have to do, let it is given by x, y, z. So let we have taken matrix A, x, y, 0, z. Now if we multiply A cube, then we know that if we multiply, it is row by column matrices multiplication, so we'll get x cube and z cube. So we can clearly see in A cube we'll get here x cube, and here we get z cube. So we compare these two elements. X cube is 8 from here, and z cube is 27 from here. So we can find here x and z. So x is 2 and z is 3. Now we can substitute these value 2 and 3 in the given matrix. So now it will reduce to this matrix. So we'll get A matrix as 2, 0, y and 3. Now we can put or find A cube. So first find A square, then we'll find A cube. Now here only y is unknown. Now if we compare this element, that is 2, 1 element, with the given, that is here we have 19y, and in the given matrix it is minus 57, so y is minus 3. So in that way we can find the matrix, it is 2 minus 3, 0, 3. So we can find the option as it is second option. Now question number 3, if a matrix A is given by 4x plus 2, 2x minus 3x plus 1, and it is symmetric. Now if it is symmetric, then Aij is equal to Aji. So we can put these two elements are equal. So these are equal. If we put these, we'll get x is equal to 5. So in that way we can find the matrix. So these are some examples which we can do. These are directly based on definitions which we have done already. So you can do, I will put these slides on MS Team. You can check them. And thank you very much. If you have any doubt, you can ask. Yes, please. Yes, Kapoor.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Sir, I didn't know my bridge course, and Mudlika ma'am didn't tell us which bridge course to join. So I joined the section 2 of the bridge course, and now
Okay.
she said my section is section 3.
Okay, no problem.
Sir, same case with me also. Just now I also joined. I got to know
Okay.
that.
Well, this is first class, so there might be some problems. Now from second class, there will not be any problem like this. Okay.
Yes, sir.
We'll get the list and then we'll add accordingly, and there will not be any problem from tomorrow onward. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So thank you very much. And now you can leave the class.
Sir, have you already taken the attendance?
Yeah, I have taken the attendance. I will
Okay.
download the
Now,
attendance list. If you have any doubt, then you can send me your name. Well, I can take attendance again.
sir, yes, sir, please take my attendance again.
So
Okay,
mine too.
just a minute. Chandan Kumar, please
Yes, sir.
unmute
Yes, sir.
yourself and then say.
Sure.
Cherish Jaiswal,
Yes, sir.
Manan,
Yes, sir. Present, sir.
Mohammad Mohsin,
Present, sir.
Palak Yadav,
Present, sir.
Pragati Mehra,
Present, sir.
Yash Kapoor.
Present, sir.
Anybody else whose name is not taken?
Sir, my connection was lost. Have you taken my attendance, Gauri Dhingra?
No. What's your name?
Sir, Gauri Dhingra.
Okay, Gauri Dhingra. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you very much. Is there anyone else whose
Thank you,
attendance
sir.
has not been taken? So, okay, we'll meet in the next class. And next class will be taken by Neha madam. Then after that, I will take your class. Okay. And there will not be any problem from next class.
Yes.
So thank you very much. Now you can leave the class.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.